all the hustle. I want all the loyalty and the respect we can.
I never want to be disrespectful.
Beat it out of each other.
Or rude. You're off to a bad start with me tonight. I apologize. I never want to be
the reason for wanting that fight against the real John Cena is because I need to know. I need to know that this story that we have all been part of is not just fantasy, is not just legacy. I need to know that it meant something, that it was real, and the only person
I don't ever want to be where it seems
who has the answer to that question is you, John Cena.
Like I would be.
See you next week.
So Cody doesn't want
disrespect.
What he says, this version of John Cena.
Rude.
And it is. He wants the real John Cena.
You know, like someone.
And we're going to get it in a street fight at some.
Born in Texas.
Yeah, this is a Cody Rhodes who is laser focused, locked in. You see that look in his eye. There is something burning deep inside Cody.
But so that you know,
Rhodes, this man wants the very best because he believes
Seth Rollins is going to be out of that.
He is the very best, and we're going to find out some
action for a long
SummerSlam Sunday on the Street Fight rules.
Long time.
For the WWE Championship.
I'll tell you, the other stipulation matches.
And that opens up
SummerSlam that has us overly excited is the steel cage.
Leadership void over here.
For the United States Championship, Jacob Fatu.
Which means
Solo Sikoa. It's how it came to.
If you think about it, we can fix
me last week on Smackdown. That's incredible.
This.
Moments ago,
We can put
multi-car accident involving members of the MFT
this back together and look who and
occurred outside of Frost Bank Arena here in San Antonio,
what comes along with me.
Texas, ahead of Friday night Smackdown.
Because
Criminal, always a criminal.
you know deep in your heart where thoughts are better together than opposing each other.
On the MFTs, even the massive
You'll always
Tonga taken out in that process.
be my family because
Utter carnage capped off by this
I love you, my
massive moonsault.
tribal chief.
Look at me, Solo. You will defend your United States Championship against Jacob Fox. 2 inside a steel. Okay. He's all yours. Right there. Get that stupid ass. What the
Much to the surprises. It was he who spent the night in lockup for framing an innocent Samoan werewolf.
Let's just put that on pause. There's one thing I forgot to do.
Solo.
H-Town!
Let's get right to the point. I love you, but you made it like this. You try to get me framed. You try to send me to jail when I told my family, you, and everybody else that I'm never going back. Last week, had a Pierce told me he was gonna lock me down in the cage. At SummerSlam, with you see,
Acknowledge me!
I don't mind being locked down in that cage. For the U.S. title, one-on-one with you. Because at the end of the day, I'm about to dog walk your way. Y'all know what I mean? Hey! You and I have some unfinished business. 6 weeks ago, you put me on the shelf, took me out. Just enough time to figure out exactly who I am. A guy who's and toe-to-toe with legends, outlasted monsters.
So, Houston, what was
Beaten icons. Solo had to remind me that there's a bigger game
he talking about?
at play, and you're just a pawn. And me? I'm not the victim. I'm not the target.
You want me to lead?
I'm the main character. That's why I went to Nick Aldis and got us a
A few years ago,
match right now. So just so you know, you got the wrong guy.
I would have said those are wise
On the wrong day, in the wrong city. Because Cleveland is
words from a wise man, but
my hometown. Because I'm the Miz. And
you're not a wise man anymore.
I'm
You're just a dumbass.
Roman Reigns is just getting eaten alive at this point.
McIntyre just slinging Rhodes over the Spanish and
By a hungry young superstar. Out table practically cleared the table. Oh, here tonight to make a career statement.
well, Wade, you hit the nail
That was so effortless from McIntyre, and look at the dark pits
on the head. Hungry is the perfect way to describe Bronson
to
Reed.
the eyes. After a slight bounce on the table.
And what he's looking to try to do in his career tonight.
Catching the edge, which may have caused some real damage to
Can you imagine a win over the original tribal chief?
the lower back of Cody Rhodes.
And remember, McIntyre, in this atmosphere, in front of 30,000 in Paris. In the stands, Rhodes has the champion's advantage. He's got to get him in.
I'll tell you what it does. It makes you a perennial
Ring and pin Cody to win the gold. Right now.
And now crushing the sternum of the tribal chief.
Now McIntyre in control of Rhodes, who again just
Main eventer in one fell swoop.
collapses to his knees.
You know what? We saw what happened on Smackdown. Exacerbated the damage to the down last night. There was a boot to the face. There was a stomp to the head. Midsection of the great Roman Reigns.
And a big
Rhodes on the ground, and I think Cody
smile on his face. Heyman at ringside with a smirk as
he is really showing some effect. He got his bell rung
well as he watches Bronson Reed dismantle the
yesterday, and it's affected him in this, and would admire
man who ruled WWE for
in the power of McIntyre, but that is not the full story here.
5 years.
How awesome as Brock.
I think that has something to do with it, what happened last night.
Well, Cody doesn't see Reed being thus far. Everything Reed to be playing with his usual full deck.
And now
Roman has thrown at him, has just bounced off, and this is Roman
McIntyre again with a belly-to-belly throw, sending Rhodes across.
The man who has beaten everyone over the past 10 years.
Lost the ring, and Drew McIntyre is having his way.
Come on, Roman!
For the WWE champion right now. Drew predicted it. Reed he said it was going to be a bad night for Cody.
Well, Drew
Mocking Reigns now as he continues to try to
stack the deck by the attack on Cody last night. That's
twist the head off the shoulders of the original tribal chief.
stomp to the head against the ground. I think has left the mockery for weeks. The theft of the shoe. Some lingering effects in the brain of Cody.
And Roman fighting back.
Rhodes, and he's now fighting through the fog to try and get
Back to a vertical base. Couple of body shots by Reigns. Now
a little clarity, and it's a fight he's losing.
but right in the face.
Wait, and also McIntyre's made a
Oh, what an elbow! What a
been very clear about the fact that he believes
collision, and Reigns just taken out.
Keeps Cody Rhodes has stretched himself very thin.
And listen, you've sat ringside for literally every
All the media appearances and
single important match of Roman Reigns' career. God, look at Cody's schedule just this past week.
oh, and post
You know that moment we just saw. The momentum is building.
shoulder to the post for McIntyre, and Cody
Roman Reigns is starting to catch fire.
buys himself some time.
And Cody needs time more than usually. No way back for opponents.
and
Ozilla has a very thing right now. I'm looking at him. The guy's wobbly. He looks like he's had 10 points. Very different take on that.
And Wade, there's been very few instances
To be, and that is not a good thing in the early goings of a
where we've seen Reigns dominate in this fashion.
championship matchup against McIntyre.
Over the past number of years, probably just a handful of men. And now with a kick to the face of McIntyre. Rhodes has not lost,
And who've been able to even attempt to do this to Roman Reigns.
Number one
out since WrestleMania as he's bounced face first off the
on the physicality of Bronson.
apron.
You're right on the hardest part of the ring. Head free. Number two, the smarts of the man who has been next to worse. And if there weren't issues before, there certainly are now. And Roman Reigns for years, who knows every weakness, who knows McIntyre's about to exacerbate the problem. Knows every move of Roman Reigns before he makes it.
Cody Rhodes.
The strategy of Paul Heyman.
And look at this chin. Oh, no, not to the steps. Not to the steps, Drew. Outlocked it. The arm actually under the chin into a throat area. Almost Alabama slam out of the steel steps. Looks like close to a choke here, but our senior official, Chad Patton.
And this is just a masterclass from McIntyre.
Patton is right there checking things out.
If anyone knows the difference, and he knows the weakness, he smells it.
Into the cover.
Chad Patton, and he's letting this one go, but fading.
Smelling the championship, and a kick out at 2.
Doubtlessly is Roman Reigns.
And Paul Heyman
McIntyre
realizes as he looks on it,
doing exactly what he needs to do against the best.
and his new meal ticket. He believes that Reed and
Spot the weakness and attack, attack, attack.
Bob Breaker will be headlining WrestleMania. Holly would be proud of that as McIntyre now one day.
So it's very rare that Paul Heyman has got it wrong in his
Mounts Rhodes and the big right hands from the Scottish
career, and that's why he's been at the top for 30+ years.
Warrior. And look at Cody trying to cover up now.
Picking the winners before they become winners.
From the attack by McIntyre. Just trying to protect himself here. But we said one day may headline WrestleMania.
Dangerously now is
Roman Reigns has main evented more WrestleManias than anyone in history.
Cody Rhodes, who may, as you said, Cole,
And he's fighting back now and showing you why. Here comes
stretched himself far too thinly and completely
the OTC. Oh, and Reed with a
underestimated the threat of the Scottish psycho.
Samoan drop. And just like. And tonight, Monday Night Raw is brought to you by Minute Maid. Bring the juice. And ladies and gentlemen, waddling to the ring now is Seth Rollins' Oracle.
Please welcome the American
Paul Heyman, accompanied by Braun
Cody
Breaker and Big Bronson Reed.
Wait, let's go back to last week. Cody's contract signing moment that put to rest any thought of
Or set the current Money in the Bank contract.
what he's willing to do to take his gold back from John Cena.
Holder and being kept warm by Bronson Reed. Stepped out with a knee. And
I am not going to be at Summer.
remember, he has up to a year from this past June to cash in.
I am emotionally exhausted. And we all feel that it is best. I do not physically compete at SummerSlam. Cody, thank you so much. I appreciate you. You're going to get that rematch. It's just good night, San Antonio.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Well, thankfully for Planet Earth,
my name
Cody saw things a little differently. Jumping Cena in
is Paul Heyman.
the our way before Cena turned things around.
I stand before you tonight
And only for Cody
with the future of the entire
to get back on top and finally pull the
industry. Braun Breaker.
trigger before dumping the carcass of the Cena through a table, leaving him in a heap.
And Big Bronson
Check the fine print at SummerSlam.
Reed.
It's a street fight.
Now before
WWE Championship on
he comes out,
the line. SummerSlam Sunday under Street Fight
I have a lot of things
rules.
Great reception for Cody here in
to get off my chest.
Cleveland as Friday Night Smackdown is presented by
Yesterday, WWE and pro wrestling lost one of its giants in Hulk Hogan. And I know emotions and feelings regarding it are complicated, but what is not complicated is his accomplishments and his contributions to WWE, to sports entertainment, to pro wrestling, to entertainment as a whole. They are staggering and they are indisputable. So as someone who gets to stand here and say that I'm a WWE superstar, he was the original, and I just want to take a moment to say thank you, Hulk Hogan. Now, Cleveland, there are street fights. And then there's what's going to happen at SummerSlam. We're not talking about virtue. We're not talking about victory. We're talking about violence. Because that's what virtue demands. Sometimes doing the right thing doesn't look like the right thing. Last week, John Cena saw all that. He'll get plenty more at MetLife Stadium. But here's the tricky thing. I don't want to wrestle this John Cena. I don't want to fight a guy who didn't even want this match in the first place. I don't want to fight a guy who's counting the days until he's out the door. No, at SummerSlam, I want to fight the real John Cena. Because if I'm gonna stand here and own it, I need to know that I can go through the very best, and the title that John Cena has. It's the biggest title in our game. It means he is the very best. This isn't about nostalgia. This isn't about headlines. This is about a once-in-a-generation superstar, someone who redefined what it is to be a pro wrestler. So John Cena, if this is your last SummerSlam, come like it is your first. I want you up there talking to Stu the cameraman. I want you wearing the title the right way. I want you running to the ring. I want